Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Israel Idonije. We are here at Crypto Dinner Club Costa Mesa at Mastro's. We are joined with a special guest, Ty Lopez. Ty, how you doing, man?
What's up? How are you?
Good, man. Thanks for joining us. I thought we would just jump right in and talk about the beginning of crypto for you, the beginning of blockchain. Where did it all start? When the bug bit you and you knew this was something that you wanted to be involved with, you were going to put your time and energy into being a part of.
So I've been watching it for years. I get people, people have been asking me, I get comments on social media, what do you think of Bitcoin, this. So my personal philosophy on everything is one of my mentors told me, Ty, never be the first or the last to try a new idea. If you're the first, sometimes you get burned because a lot of new ideas are stupid. And if you're the last, you miss a trend. So I came in, I really started focusing on it last year in terms of where I was like, okay, I can see it, I see the critical. It needs a network effect to work. So you gotta wait till enough people are doing it. Some people got in super early, they were believers. And so I reconnected with a friend that I had known before crypto, a guy named Brock Pierce. I had known him, we met in 2008, really before Bitcoin even came out. And he's big in the space now. So we reconnected at a conference I went to in Santa Monica. And that was really when I started kind of focusing. I decided I did a war room at my house, and I said last summer, I was like, let me invite 30 people that I know is smartest in the space. So all these crypto whales and also traders came, and sharks and all these kind of people came to my house, and it was very interesting. That's the way I try to accelerate my learning. Took a whole bunch of smart people, do a brain dump, everything they know, like try to absorb it quick. You don't learn it all, but you learn faster than most. Most people learn the slow way. So.
And after that experience, you were like, the consensus was this is a real thing that you could get behind. You talked a bit, not being the first, not being the last. So where do you think we are in that journey?
Early. I think it's super early. One of the things Brock told me, so far everything Brock's told me has turned out, he's the most accurate person I've listened to so far in the space. I read a lot of different people's opinion, but one person asked me, I was with them, and somebody asked us, do you think it's too late to get in, you know? He said, if anything, it's probably too early. So I think, my guess, and it's hard to predict, but if you look back, the internet really started, let's say 1994, that's when Jeff Bezos quit his job, started building Amazon, and then you had the tech bubble and peak. It was about a 7-year cycle. I would say maybe that cycle started in 2013, 2012. So the first wave is in the next year or two, and then it'll go into the second wave, and it'll get bigger and bigger. So things take time.
Yeah.
You know?
Of course. So right now, I'm sure you have some projects you're looking at.
Yeah.
You know, is there anything that you could share with us that you think is kind of the next big thing or something we need to be paying attention to in the space?
So I think what you do, like anytime you're trying to do something big, you look at just simple math, like simple numbers. So what are the biggest industries in the world? So money is one of them, finance. The US GDP, 15% of US GDP is finance. So that's the first thing. That's in the blockchain world. Cryptocurrency was the first quote unquote disruption, which makes sense because money's a big part of the global economy. Then you have other big sectors. You have education, you have medicine, you have military, you have real estate, and you start seeing those. Like there's a guy in New York who came to this war room at my house, and he's building a big real estate securitized ICO project. So he just, I think it's through the approval, you know, to be securitized, it's a little more complicated. I'm interested in education and media because I do a lot of social media. So those are two. So I'm working on an ICO, working with some guys on an education one. There's a few people that are trying it already, but I think I got a unique way to do it.
Education on the blockchain.
Yeah. Because I already have non-blockchain businesses that do more than $50 million in education.
Okay.
So I already have the momentum. I know how to do it. I know what people want.
Leverage those.
Yeah. Blockchain will be good for education. I mean, basically, people go, one of the things I hear with ICOs are like, why does that need to be on the blockchain? And it's like, people don't, when you ask that question, you're asking the wrong question, because the core philosophy is what works better, centralized things or decentralized. So the US, think education. Education now centralized. You have the few bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. that decided what you learned. They're like, you're gonna learn algebra, calculus, you're gonna memorize what the capital of Montana is. Like, so we have this stupid top-down system, so everybody graduates at 18 and doesn't know anything practical. They don't know how to buy a house, they don't know how to do their taxes, they don't know how to invest their money, they don't know public speaking, they don't know internet stuff. So I think by decentralizing who decides what people learn, education will rocket forward.
Love it, yeah.
So
Exciting.
yeah.
So you talked a little bit, you have these companies. When you look at getting behind something, do you have like a philosophy for that, or what does that look like?
Can't polish a turd. Most business ideas are turds, and they are like, hey man.
Most business ideas are turds?
Most business ideas are turds. And that applies in the blockchain and outside the blockchain.
Real world too, of course,
yeah, you got, look at 90% of businesses that get venture capital fail, and probably 90% of ICOs are going to fail. Already about 50% have already failed.
Off, yeah.
And people think that doesn't mean it's a scam. It's like evolution. You had a time millions of years ago, I think they call it the Precambrian area, where there was all these species came out. Like weird things. I saw a picture in National Geographic of like, it would look like kind of like a sea anemone crossed with a shark in the ocean, and it was this species, but it wasn't a species that lived well on planet Earth, so it disappeared.
It died, yeah.
And what we're left with, all the species on the planet now, like us, Homo sapiens, and all these other, we're like the ones that worked. And so you need things to die for some things to live. And so it's good. We need more ideas being put on ICOs and regular non-blockchain businesses. Most of them are gonna fail. You can't get butthurt. You just go and try another one. Yeah.
Interesting.
But it's better not to fail. If you cannot fail, it's better to not fail.